Hey, Morgan, should we try this again?
Yes.
This is the third stream we've done today. The first one went great until the very end.
It was like, what, 2 hours in?
Yeah. And then this last one, we were flowing, we were having fun. Mm-hmm. So we've had some issues. The question now is, not only will this camera work when I change scenes, will the internet connection stay on? Let's try the camera in 3, 2. All right.
Step 1.
It's NBA free agency. I need to vent for a second. Can Deuce cook for a sec?
Yeah, you can cook because people are coming in.
So here's the deal. We apologize
Yeah.
for absolutely nothing because I didn't do anything. But
For AT&T.
can I just take you a step back? Literally the day, like 2 days before the draft, my PC started acting super weird, like not working, shutting down, blue screen death, blah, blah, blah. Leads to me getting a new PC. Not the most exciting thing, but you got to do what you got to do. Got to keep this business going. Let's go. Then it's working great. It's way more powerful. It's better equipped to do what we do. Great. But then all of a sudden, we have this camera connection thing where like it just freezes randomly here. And guess what? I don't think that problem's even solved. I've worked for hours to try to solve it.
Hours is an understatement.
It's fine. I mean, I probably spent 12, 14 hours trying to solve this with different customer service reps, with different companies, whatever. It's working at the moment. Okay. Then we get here. We are hardwired into a PC. Fiber, by the way. We're talking about crazy upload speed.
Best of the best.
Twice. It's cut out today. I'm like, what is it? It's the heat? No, I mean, fiber should not be impacted by excessive heat, and it's also 94. It's not 120 like next week.
Thank you.
Anyway, here's what we have done since we were last on. I totally unplugged the router, reset it, restarted the computer, checked the speed, everything. We should be good. We should be good. We should be good. But I appreciate you guys being patient with us. The reality is nothing has happened since we were gone. It's just annoying for us. You build up an audience. You guys are hanging with us. And then, boom, internet red. It's not working. If it stops working again, this may be the last episode we ever do. Last thing we ever create on YouTube.
So that's a lie because I would just be here then. And Deuce is lying because he's addicted to this and literally goes and does test live streams when really it's just his excuse to be live streaming and chatting with all of you. So I believe he would go up to part 6 before you'd like throw something.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Hit the thumbs up and sub. Okay. So since this is part 3, let's talk. Should we do another update since part 3? This is part 3.
Let's do it.
Okay. Let's go around the NBA. Not a lot. It's kind of the calm before the storm. We have seen some movement. The biggest news at this hour is Paul George and the Clippers are no more. In fact, the Clippers, Morgan, dropped a statement to talk about this.
Yeah.
They explained, they gave some love to Paul George, but ultimately announced that Paul George has chosen to go a different direction. The reporting is that he is leaning toward going to the Philadelphia 76ers, who have made a couple of moves today, including signing Andre Drummond to a 2-year, $10+ million deal. And that's not all. They also agreed to a deal with Eric Gordon. They still have to sign Tyrese Maxey. We'll find out more about what they do. I think Paul George is the next domino that will get things going. Klay Thompson looks like he's going through a divorce. He is leaving the Golden State Warriors. Where is he going? Could be Philly, could be the Lakers, could be the Clippers. It could be the Dallas Mavericks. We are keeping an eye on that. Denver, they are seeing some changes. KCP says bye. He is going to Florida. He is joining the Orlando Magic on a 3-year, $66 million deal with a player option for that 3rd year.
Make that money.
Other news, Chris Paul started today looking like he could be in a trade, maybe with Chicago or even the day before, maybe going to the Clippers in a deal for Paul George. No deals were executed. The Warriors decide, we're not picking up that team option worth $30 million. You can go be a free agent. He wasn't a free agent long. He has agreed to a 1-year, $11 million deal with the LA Clippers. The day got started. Excuse me, the LA Clippers.
What?
I meant the San Antonio Spurs. I was thinking about the Clippers in my head, Morgan. I apologize.
Come on.
I messed up once. You can give me one turnover.
One turnover. That's it.
He agreed to a 1-year, $11 million with the San Antonio Spurs. He's joining Victor Wembanyama and Greg Popovich. Other deals we've heard about today got kickstarted with Luke Cornett agreeing to a new deal with the Celtics. Same with Amias Queta. Alex Len is back with the Kings on a 1-year minimum. Max Christie, 4 years, $32 million, returning to the LA Lakers. And Obi Toppin gets paid 4 years, $60 million to come off that bench for the Indiana Pacers. And that's a look around the league. We're keeping an eye on Brandon Ingram, too. Brandon Ingram, sounds like the Kings are exploring a possible trade for Brandon Ingram, but they're not going to be alone in that. And whoever wins that race, could they pivot to someone like Kyle Kuzma? We are hanging out here tonight, waiting for something to happen and chatting with you guys. We appreciate you guys being here. If you have not done it yet, let's hit the thumbs up again. Make sure to hit the like button. All it does is have more people join us and hang out with us.
Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Yeah, it's crazy how even waiting on Paul George and nothing could happen today.
Yeah, it's very true. And there's so many free agents there. Wait, think about Tobias Harris, the amount of money he could be making from someone.
Or not making.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just one of those interesting little days waiting for these little bombs. But I feel like the start of it, too, was the Clippers actually putting out that statement.
Yeah.
And so we're getting closer and closer, maybe.
Did you read that statement, by the way?
I think you read a sentence to me, and I was like, whoa.
So the Clippers put out this statement. Paul has informed us that he is signing his next contract with another team. Paul is a tremendous talent and an elite two-way player. We feel fortunate for the 5 years we spent with him. Over that span, he went to 3 All-Star games, made the most three-pointers in franchise history, and helped lead the team to a place that had never been. His performances in Game 5 and 6 in Utah in 2021 won't be forgotten by anyone associated with the Clippers. We traded a lot to pair Paul and Kawhi, and in exchange, we had 5 seasons of contention. Even though we fell short of our ultimate objective, we appreciate the chance we have with Paul. Heading into this offseason, our roster was constructed with 3 players, 3 great players, 33 and over, 2 of whom could become free agents. We wanted to retain them on contracts that would allow us, under the constraints of the new CBA, to continue building the team. Side note, they agreed to a new deal with James Harden today, 2 years, $70 million. They go on to say, we negotiated for months with Paul and his representative on a contract that would make sense for both sides, and we were left far apart. The gap was significant. We understand and respect Paul's decision to look elsewhere for his next contract. We explored an opt-in and trade scenario, but would have left us in a similar position under the new collective bargaining agreement, with very little asset value to justify the restrictions. We will miss Paul. At the same time, we're excited by the opportunities we've now been afforded, including greater flexibility under the new CBA. Kawhi is an all-NBA player, and we believe T. Lue, that's funny, T. Lue is the best coach in the league. We will field a highly competitive team this season, and moving forward, use our organizational advantages to bring top talent to the Intuit Dome. So we know Steve Ballmer is all lunatic. He will pay whatever it takes to just put something out there. They're not going to go tanking. They just re-signed Harden. Kawhi's in the plans too. You have to think DeMar DeRozan's a possibility. You have to think a Brandon Ingram could be a possibility for the Clippers too. They're not going to go down easy. No.
And I mean, LA is a market a lot of players would want to be in. Especially you're going into a brand new facility. I know we used to always talk about that with Golden One Center, where we're like, gosh, can this be a selling point to people? And it never really was a selling point because the team was still so bad, right? But at the same time, I think as there was change and then this glimmer of hope, it was like, oh, okay, maybe you can have more people want to come to this town. And I think with LA, you don't even have to dangle that in front of people, but having a new arena, new facility, practice facility, everything as well is great.
You want to get some comments in the chat?
Please. But before we do, can you guys hit that thumbs up?
Give me a hell yeah.
Appreciate you guys being patient with us as we figure out our issues. Adam says, announce Jalen Smith to the Kings, you cowards. Jalen Smith, I like him. Is he a starter? But I like him. He's a free agent out there after declining his option. Let's see here. What else did we have? Someone was saying, oh, here we go. Frank says, the New Orleans free agency chat says they don't want to deal with Sacramento. Well, Frank, they're not making the decision. I'm sorry that the Kings are not negotiating with the New Orleans free agency chat. So deal with it. Honestly, I think it's going to be tough to get Ingram. You know, I like that the Kings are trying to get after. I would love for them to close that deal. I also think Brandon Ingram is going to have a voice in this. I think he is going to have a voice because he holds a lot of power. He's in the final year of his deal, making $36 million, and is looking for a contract extension. He probably wants to go somewhere he wants to be. Does he want to be in Sacramento? Who knows? Let's see. Get Starlink, huh? Yeah, maybe we should. How are you doing, man? Are you losing some steam? You need an injection of a new deal.
Shit? Not at all.
Okay.
What do you mean?
No,
I was just letting you read.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to like start saying something and then you go to something else and then I'm like stuck in my own world because Deuce is in his world. Hey.
Where do you think Klay Thompson ends up?
Oh.
What do you think would be best for him? Philly,
Okay.
Dallas, or the LAs? Clippers,
The LA's.
the Lakers.
Like positionally, like his role.
Yeah, role fit, whatever.
Well, I mean, just being honest, because of his extracurricular activities,
Yeah, the ocean, Mary Jane,
the cannabis.
Yeah,
I'm like, because there's a lot of me that goes like, oh, go to Dallas.
yeah.
But that shit ain't legal. You know what I mean? It's just like,
Can you imagine Klay? Woj comes out. We got a new report on Klay. Yeah, Klay Thompson has been talking to the Dallas Mavericks, but he's had one concern. Where will he be able to secure his marijuana?
can he, I guess, I mean, I'm sure, I guess at that point, then he would have to get like a medical card or
I'm
something.
thinking more
but-
just like, we kind of mentioned this earlier in our first stream. This is our third. The Dallas one's funny because Klay's been in offense for so long. That's a lot of off-ball movement, right? Nonstop movement. And Dallas isn't exactly that. There's a lot of like Luka and Kyrie are operating and you're in catch and shoot situations, which may not be bad, but is that something he desires? Or Dallas could also evolve and change the way they play a little bit and have a little more movement. That could help
But
them.
I think even with some of like the 2-man game that we see with some of the bigs with Lively slipping, whatever, being a lob threat. I mean, there's times even Luka, just his vision alone, getting into the paint and then finding Klay open in a corner, finding him on a spray three, whatever it may be. I think there's especially since Klay is probably going to be more of a spot up shooter. Like, I just feel like year after year, I could be wrong. Like, he could be putting in so much work and have this great athletic year, like where he's just healthy and everything. Who knows? I think LA, when you talk about movement, you're talking, I feel like, wait, was it LA? No, I was thinking of OKC. I was thinking of OKC and their movement. I was thinking of Alex Caruso. But with LA, I guess you go, look, he seems like a California guy.
Yes. And his dad played for the team.
Yeah, I mean, you have all those angles, all those connections with that. It's the Lakers. It's the market. And you get to be with LeBron James. You get to be with Anthony Davis. You get to be with Max Christie.
No, but think about the JJ Redick dynamic too, in a way, because it seems like he wants to change what they do offensively a little more, and maybe it leads to someone like Klay is kind of perfect. You need shooting in this league. The guy can still shoot the shit out of the ball. Our lasting memory of Klay is that play-in game where he's 0 for 10, but he knocked down shots last year. He went through some funks too, but that's just kind of typical for him. Klay wants to be wanted. That's the biggest thing. And the reality is Golden State probably could still pay him more than anybody. But for him, it's about the opportunity to start. It's about the respect. I think there is probably a sense of like, I gave my heart and soul to this, and this is a business, I guess. And I think he takes that personal. I think he took it personal last year when he went into the season without a contract extension.
Yep.
And you saw it throughout the year. You saw it throughout the year when Kerr changed his role and had him coming off the bench at times, back in the starting lineup. I think he felt those things.
And I get it. And he was just valued differently. And even when we saw the decline of him and his game because of what he couldn't do with his body anymore, he was still a strong NBA piece out there, right? I think that was something that you and I would say throughout the year. It's like, he's still a good NBA player, you know, like having him on your roster, having him out there on the floor. Like, there is still a lot of good to this player, while you have another player that you value so much that is not only, physically assaulting your own players, but then other players. So then his availability isn't even there, and they're like, "Here's your money." Here's
money, Morgan. It was 4 years, $100 million.
Yeah,
they gave him.
you're just, but you're a leader.
You're the
You're
heart
a
and soul.
mentor. We like how the way you lead. Just punch a few people in the face. I don't know. It just, to me, it's like, I don't blame Clay for feeling like, ew, you guys are kind of gross. Like, this is what you value. And I have helped this organization in so many different ways. It sucks for Warriors fans today too.
Yeah, it's got to be a bittersweet day. It's not easy. This guy's been in your organization for, since 2011 or something like that? I mean, it's a long time. You've seen him win multiple championships, part of what many terms like the greatest shooting backcourt we've ever seen, and had some incredible moments. And now it's coming to kind of an ugly ending. And I said this earlier, I just like when guys finish their career on one team because it's so rare nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, Steph's going to be probably who else?
I mean, and you say Steph, but at the same time, I'd be so pissed if I was him. I'd be like, what you guys aren't capitalizing on my years. You're, messing around with Chris Paul for a year, and then you're not keeping Clay, which I'm sure for him, even from a comfort level, would like to have Clay around still, but at the same time, for the opportunity for there to be cap space and
I don't really think they have much space.
no, you're right, actually. So, okay, for there to be change, maybe, but like, you're losing out on Paul George. You're losing out on different people that are out there. You're not taking a risk on someone like Zach LaVine, which, by the way, do not really blame them for either when they turned down that report that Chicago was going for Wiggins and CP3's contract and for Zach LaVine. And the Warriors were like, screw you, nah. And so, I think that's also telling where Zach LaVine is with his health and everything.
Yeah, and the new CBA is just, it's not forgiving, dude. You get in that second apron, you're not a championship team. These owners are like, I don't know. We're going to put ourselves in a really tough spot here. If you guys have questions or thoughts on free agency, hit us up with the chat. Help us out here. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. Also, make sure you hit the thumbs up and you're subscribed. We got well over 700 people watching us live. The thumbs up and like should be about 350 by now. I know our stream crashed the last couple of times. We're hoping we have solved the issue. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. But help us grow so more and more people see our channel.
Thank you.
Valanciunas. A lot of people in the chat talking about Jonas Valanciunas signing with the Wizards on a 3-year, $30 million deal. Yeah, it did surprise me a little bit. But he's going to have an opportunity to play. Although they made a weird move yesterday. They gave Rashawn Holmes a new deal. It's a 2-year deal, but the second year is like $250,000 guaranteed. And so I don't know why.
Do you mean Richard Holmes?
Richard Holmes, as Shams tweeted out yesterday twice. He's like, Richard Holmes. I'm like,
get that name
hey,
right.
man, come on, man.
I don't care
Talking
where.
about Dick Holmes?
Yeah, like, come on.
So, but Valanciunas is a great vet. Awesome dude. I think he could still play too. I'm glad he's out of the goddamn West. Some of these guys, Paul George, go East. Clay, think about going East too if you want, man. Go to Philly. Take a discount.
Go to Philly. Think about him in, well, I guess, but no, because that's probably where Paul George is going to land.
Yeah.
But and Clay?
Do them all. You can get a dime.
Could they really?
I think they could.
Okay.
They have I don't know their cap sheet.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know how much they gave Eric Gordon either. Richie Holmes, yeah. Yeah, we're in the waiting cycle right now. And I think about this too if you're an NBA player. You're excited about this day. Your agent's like, all right, we have this conversation going with this team. You're getting texts, you're getting updates. And then it's like, you're hitting up your agent. Hey, what's going on, man? It's free agency started like 4 hours ago. Hey, yeah, we're kind of waiting on Paul George and Clay. That's what it is. I mean, there's some interesting free agents out there. We haven't seen that much movement. I mean, there's some today, but it's not that crazy, and it's the waiting game. We said it hours ago, like waiting on Paul George to make his decision, and then hopefully that can get other things going. Well, even trades.
When we had a few things go on in the 5 o'clock hour, and the Clippers put out the statement of Paul George, I'm like, oh shit, this is when things are gonna start going down, and then it's slowed down once again. I was gonna get to chat. I saw Stewart said, can you guys talk about how the West is getting worse? PG probably going east. Warriors are worse. Denver lost KCP. No, they're not. I get what you're saying, but I think overall the West definitely is not getting worse. You have a team like Dallas that just got better and better.
And who knows what they do too.
Exactly. That's one thing. I think even looking at the Clippers.
What about the Pelicans?
Oh my God.
They got DeJounte Murray. He leaves the East to come West.
The Pelicans, OKC got better. They got even getting Alex Caruso.
They might get Hartenstein.
Yeah, I mean, Portland still whatever Portland is.
Yeah.
And, with even the Warriors, I still go, even when you have Steph Curry, they ended up with 46 wins last year, the same as the Sacramento Kings, right? And they didn't.
Draymond missing time and stuff not going right. So that's what they're saying in their heads too. But the vibes are going to be different. For sure. Steph Curry has never played. The majority of his career has been spent with Klay Thompson and Draymond Green.
Absolutely.
And when he goes in that locker room now, there's no Klay. No more Klay. Yeah. It's different.
Yeah. No, so that's different. Someone was saying, and the Spurs getting better. Even with the Spurs, you see Wemby going into his second year of the NBA, and now he's going to be paired up with a veteran point guard that, who knows what that's going to be like. Who'd they end up getting in the draft? Was that Castle?
Yeah, Stephon Castle.
So, just the direction that they're going in for year 2 of Victor Wembanyama and what he was able to even accomplish in year 1 with the pieces surrounding him, it's like, it's not going to be easy. They can still be toward the bottom, but it doesn't mean it's going to be like, they're the shit team to play.
Right. Yeah. It's it could be different. And this is day 1. And if we know anything by the NBA, there's going to be some surprise trade or trade demand that's going to be like, shit, well that changes things.
Yeah.
So it's free agency isn't a one-day thing, but it feels like there's nothing going on. It's like, oh my God, free agency is such a dud. No, it's just a waiting game. We've had this happen over the years where there's not a lot going on. You know what? This reminds me of a couple of years ago. We were on for 8 straight hours. And do you remember this?
Wait, were we here?
Yes.
Okay.
We were on for 8, 9 straight hours. Okay. And we were waiting to see if the Kings do anything. We were like, all right, well, you know what? We're calling a night. It might have been 12. It might have been 30 hours. Who knows? It was a long ass time.
It was a long day.
I hit end on the stream.
2
alert.
minutes.
Rashawn Holmes agrees to a deal with the Sacramento Kings. We're like, are you kidding?
Deuce was like, Morgan, we got to start the stream again.
Wasn't it 30 seconds later?
No, I think it was 2 minutes. It was so close though. Yeah. It was within that realm, and it was just and we had such a great crowd. And again, it's one of those things where you just hate, you're saying bye to everyone. And some people are like, okay, I'm going to bed. And then they don't get to experience that moment of just shooting the shit with everyone live when it all goes down. But yeah.
Scout says, Deuce, haven't we said this the last 2 years? No, I feel like the 2 years ago, maybe it was 3 years ago was the Holmes thing. 2 years ago was the Monk signing. And I felt like that was just a busy time in the league. It was like, oh my God, there's this happening. Yeah, right now and this happens sometimes when there's a star player that's deciding, and it just holds shit up. I do wonder why, Paul's waiting so long. What's the holdup? RP says embarrassing from the Sac Kings. Wow, RP, dude, we should connect with RP, Morgan.
Why?
Dude, he must be is he in October and we're in late? It's June 30th, dude. Is it October 25th where you're at? Tell us what happened, man. Because they're embarrassed. What did free agency's over? Season's about what happened? Oh, RP. It is day 1 of free agency. Don't be a clown in the stream. Golly, RP. You come in the chat all the time. Doom and gloom. I saw one of the best quotes about pessimism that I don't remember off the top of my head. But I'm gonna find it right now.
Yeah. You know what? There's a lot of it every year at this time.
Oh, I got it.
And he has the quote, so I'll stop.
When you are a pessimist and bad things happen, you live it twice. Once when you worry about it, and the second time when it happens.
Yep.
So you're dooming and glooming 3.5, 4 hours in the free agency. You aren't built for this, RP. God, talk to me in a few weeks. If you're, all they did was Alex Len and Malik Monk. Yeah, then we're gonna have like an issue. Like, what's happening?
Well, I mean, Boosty is saying RP can get the deals done. Monty needs to go.
RP, you son of a.
That would be really funny.
And RP, don't you want to see me do it? Don't you want to see me grab that Tony Romo cleat? And don't you want to see me crack open a beer, pour it in there, and chug?
Now you're gonna let yourself down by picturing something that.
No, because there's nothing wrong with manifesting things and putting it out there. It doesn't mean it's going to happen.
But where's that going to put your little heart if it doesn't happen?
Okay, so stop dreaming about being a full-time NBA color analyst, because what happens if it doesn't happen?
I would never.
Yeah, exactly. Guess what? I'm going to keep dreaming too.
Because it will happen one day.
Good. I'm not predicting that Brandon Ingram is going to happen, but I guess what? I'm putting the energy that I want it to happen.
Because I control it, though. That's why.
Fine.
Like I'm not making the deals with Brandon Ingram. Yes, I do.
You don't. Yes. Someone else has to say yes and has to believe in you.
I will put them in a room and threaten them until they say yes.
All I'm saying is I hope that. I didn't say Brandon Ingram's coming. I don't believe that. But I'm going to be like, God, I hope he does. Because why else do we do this? Why else do we watch sports? Why else do we... Because we want to see fun things happen. We want to see some trades. We want to see some cool signings. We want to live the highs and lows. Let's go. Let's go.
Thanks, Jake.
And Jake, I believe in Morgan too. Let's give everyone believes in her.
Give me a hell yeah.
We believe in one another. RP's laughing.
I believe in Morgan Reagan, says Smurf.
I believe in Morgan Reagan. I believe in Morgan. Thank you.
What's this all about? Bust out some beers and act like we have Ingram. Yeah, no.
Look at that. The worst super team in NBA history. Kawhi, James Harden, and Paul George.
They were together for like 4 months. What are we saying?
How long was Paul George with the Clippers? 5 years?
Yeah, but how about the worst would probably be
I wasn't saying
Harden, Kyrie, and KD.
Oh yeah, the absolute worst in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's see. Let's name what about Suns? Didn't they had Book, KD. Who else did they have there? Was it only them two? Did they have a big three at one point?
Who's that?
Chris Paul?
Devin Booker? DeAndre Ayton, man. You talking about?
Of course.
Dude, that team was good. They almost whoa. Speaking of the Phoenix Suns, is that real?
Yeah.
Why didn't the alert pop up on my phone, Morgan?
I don't know, dude.
It just did. How weird. We were just talking about the Suns.
Yeah.
Mason Plumlee has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Phoenix Suns. So the Suns get something done. That won't be cheap. They also re-signed Torrey Craig. They gave him a 4-year deal. So they get Mason Plumlee. It's a backup Nurk. Gives him some additional size. Plumlee was with the Clippers last year. So there you go.
They believe in Nurk, huh?
I don't know if you believe in Nurk, but you got some backup, right? Guy who can pass a little bit.
Need the backup.
1-year deal too.
Yeah, easy. I mean, there was a time where I wanted Mason Plumlee on the Sacramento Kings bench backing up.
I think that was definitely a couple deadlines ago. I feel
yeah,
like.
And I mean, it's easy, it's cheap, low risk, or cheap. I guess it's 1-year deal. I meant low risk. And that's why even when I see like the Alex Len thing for the Kings, I'm like, good, you have someone.
Yes.
It's there.
Yeah, and they could still, I mean, if they wanted another guy too, they could get him.
Absolutely.
Tanner says, have we heard anything about Dorian Finney-Smith and Cam Johnson recently? No, we have not. So it's time of year, I feel like there's a lot of things out there. There's a lot of talks. Right now, there's a lot of waiting, too.
It's a waiting game. But there's so many topics.
Oh, I love it. Drew says, imagine if we were sitting here and boom, Orlando signed Monk to a 4-year, $100 million deal. Yeah, that'd feel bad. That's,
oh my God.
That's actually that's a great point. Imagine if we were right now not knowing what Malik Monk was doing. Like, he had not signed yet. And we're just sitting here going, do you think he's going to Orlando? Dude, they can't lose him.
The fact that everything got done on that same day that Alex Caruso trade happened with OKC, it was like, I remember people celebrating within Sacramento, just so excited. We got Monk. Which, by the way, Malik Monk's at 2 different youth basketball camps today.
Yep. Yeah.
So cool. It's just so money that the Kings kept him.
Luke said, did he sign his contract or did they just say he was going to? Isaac agreed to a deal. I don't know, like, if he's official. Can you officially sign at this point? Because I think July 6th is the league moratorium. That's when those deals can officially get announced. So it's a waiting game. Speaking of announcements, Devin Carter is arriving in Sacramento. I think he just arrived around 6:45. He landed in Sacramento. He is scheduled to have a press conference with Kings GM Monty McNair coming up on Tuesday. Now, if the Kings agree to a deal with a free agent, McNair would not be allowed legally to talk about those deals until the moratorium's over July 6th. So McNair would talk about that like in Vegas, basically.
Oh, it's an early one too.
Yeah, a little 10 a.m. right?
Love that.
10 a.m. Tuesday.
10 a.m. Tuesday.
Also, we have no update on Devin Carter's shoulder injury. We don't even know what it is. Apparently, the Kings doctors were going to check it out. Not sure if it's serious. Who knows? He may play in Summer League. We don't know, though. It'd be cool. It'd be great, at least to see him. I mean, California Classic would be great to see him. Obviously, Vegas worst case would be great, but yeah. Tay says, how large was the welcome party? I don't know. I don't know if there was a welcome party. I saw someone tweet about it, but it's also, I don't know, kind of a last-minute thing, so I don't know if people went out there or not to greet him. But knowing Kings fans, definitely some people went out there.
Someone is shocked. Wait, Devin Carter is injured?
Yeah, it was announced by McNair following the draft. Yes. Paul George to the Kings, question mark? The very latest is Paul George is likely to go to the Sixers. But in this league, you never really know. You never really know. Remember when we thought DeAndre Jordan was going to be going to the Dallas Mavericks? And then he was like locked in a room, held hostage? Yeah. Things change in this league.
That's a good point.
Things change.
You can lock people in a room and threaten them, I guess. Don't do that.
Frank, we have an update from Frank.
Oh.
Frank Perez in the chat saying, I have to go use the restroom, use the toilet. I'll see you in 10 to 15.
Thank you, Frank. Frank.
Hey, I'm going to be honest. I'll be frank with you. You can take your phone and watch this in the bathroom.
Ew. Yeah, you can.
I've definitely watched live streams in the bathroom.
No, that's fine.
I've definitely watched D'Lo and Casey while I'm taking a doo-doo.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like everyone takes their phone into the bathroom.
Just like Lysol your phone so the poop particles don't get on there.
Or just embrace it. It's life,
Or wipe your phone.
Everyone takes their phone in the bathroom.
Everybody poops.
Yeah. So
remember that book?
When you go poo, do you take your? Are you looking at your phone? Why is that weird?
It's just so weird. We might as well just read the Everybody Poops books. No.
Oh my God. This is a shitty one, man.
Poop.
One of my favorite guys.
What?
Najee Marshall, a 3-year deal with Dallas, dude. 3 years, $27 million with Dallas. And you wonder, with this deal, does that take them out of the Klay Thompson race? In addition, you have to wonder this. What's it mean for Derrick Jones Jr., who's also a free agent? But 3 years, $27 million is a fantastic deal by the Dallas Mavericks. That's a steal.
Yeah.
That's flat out steal.
Agreed.
Toughness. He showed the ability to hit the three, got good size. He doesn't take shit. he's a guy that like I feel like any winning team would want. As of someone I wanted the Kings to go get. I thought maybe the Sixers would try to get him. That is a great move by the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah.
Now, how would you feel if they lost Derrick Jones Jr.?
I mean, that would really suck for them. That would suck for just what they were able to do in transition with him. Talk about a guy with length and energy, going after every single board.
Damn.
Being able to how many times in the postseason was I like the way he was finishing at the rim? I'm like, that's like Malik Monk, where he's just like crafty, doesn't matter. The
Tough.
longest arms are in front of him. Yeah, tough, doesn't take shit. So if they do lose him, at least they're getting a 26-year-old that doesn't take shit.
Yeah.
Different skill set.
Yeah.
But still, you get that toughness.
Yeah,
and-
yeah. I just like, he doesn't back like he. It's weird looking at Derrick Jones Jr. Go, oh, he's tough because he's so wiry thin.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, he would take some shots
Oh,
defensively.
yeah.
I mean, he's not afraid to take contact.
He can play with his
But-
chest. He can play strong.
Dude.
Like we saw him take that.
I just wonder if it's too expensive. I mean, they had him on a minimum deal. I don't know. They've wanted him back, and maybe they can get both those guys back.
Any update?
Marshall's agent, Derek Jackson, closed on the deal. Jeez, I always love this. The new thing with social media and these NBA insiders is like they report the news and then they like go, oh, this agent from so-and-so was able to close the deal. Like they always have to like give love to the agent who gave them the story. You know what I mean? It's like their way of like, hey, I'll give you some love. Yeah, this Najee Marshall move is, I like him. I like him a lot. I wanted him in Sacramento. I thought he's a good role player. And he's going to get some great catch and shoot opportunities in Dallas playing with Luka and Kyrie. And if he can knock them down at the rate he did last year.
Last year he was.
I think it was 38.
38, almost 39%.
On how many attempts was that?
Let's see.
2.3?
Yep.
Played
Wow.
19 minutes a night.
Oh,
Just
wow.
one of those guys you would love to have on your team. So,
So you think that they're losing Derrick Jones Jr.
No,
though?
I wouldn't say that.
I mean, that feels
Well,
like that. You know?
Yeah, and you're right, because it would be they would have to clear space, because I think at this point, if he's making $9 million a year, that would be in the mid-level, right? The $12.7 million mid-level. So that's a portion of the mid-level. So maybe Derrick Jones Jr. is available.
Right.
I like Derrick Jones Jr.
No rumors surrounding him.
No, but the Kings actually showed interest in him a couple of years back.
Okay.
And I think he went to Portland instead.
Okay.
I feel like he's one that, are you willing to give Derrick Jones Jr. close to the full mid level? Oof.
You have to, that's the thing. These are the things you just have to do. You have to. You're not a champion. You don't get to pick and choose when you're at this level either, though. That's the thing that people, want to.
So Keith Smith is saying that Derrick Jones must be available unless Dallas is getting Najee Marshall via sign and trade. And that was the route they were trying to take with Klay Thompson, so they get Klay and Derrick Jones Jr.
Ooh.
So now the other thing is, if they could still be working on a Klay Thompson side and trade. So if Dallas all of a sudden walks away this offseason, you lose Derrick Jones Jr., who was really good for you last year, but you add Klay and Najee Marshall.
Yep.
Two guys who can shoot it. Obviously, Klay you trust his shooting more than Najee Marshall, who's got one, sample size year of a good percentage. But damn, dude, that's tough.
Even with Klay a step slower on the defensive end, I mean, he's still a big body.
Yeah.
And then you look at the way that the Mavs evolved defensively as a team defense. It's like the way that they covered up for anyone else's flaws. I mean, Luka's flaws, for example, his closeouts lazy as shit. And then, I mean, truly, they were. It was like a disgrace. And he conserves a lot of energy. And you want to talk about someone who has a hurt knee that is bleeding every single game, but then is playing right now.
That is weird.
Come on. And again, I much respect toward. I would love to have Luka Doncic on my team. Trust me. But yeah, just those things that you just get a little annoyed with.
It is 7:06 p.m. Pacific time. It is 10:06 on the East Coast. What is happening around the country in the NBA? Free agency started over 4 hours ago. Bits and pieces, stuff just kind of coming in. the latest, Najee Marshall leaving the Pelicans. Not a surprise, but he ends up with the Dallas Mavericks, 3 years, $27 million. So it also helps, like, when you you can go play with Luka and Kyrie. You just make the finals. Like, for Najee Marshall, he's going, I'm getting a fat raise, and I'm going to a team that made it to the finals last year, and I think I can help them.
Absolutely. And you understand.
Good for him, man.
I just think the direction that the Mavs are going in, and especially since you have created a space that Kyrie Irving feels comfortable in, stable.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I thought I could have put money on it, and I'd have been like, this guy isn't going to be there through an entire season after he was traded there. And then it was like he was playing his best basketball of his life. You really do hope to see that again. It's just good for the game. Despite him off the floor, you just think about these players on the floor and you want to see everyone healthy and some good basketball being played. And you saw a lot of good team basketball being played by the Mavs.
One other thing I like about Najee Marshall, Morgan.
Yeah.
Undrafted dude. Started on a 2-way contract.
That's cool.
Those are the stories you love to see, right? And you know, he's playing in the G League, working his way up, and eventually cracking an important role in the Pelicans rotation the last couple of seasons. And now the guy's making $9 million a year. Love that shit, dude. That's what I love about the league. Yeah. Everyone's path is different. Yeah. You know, we talk about all these draft picks. You know, I think about Keon Ellis. Like, Keon Ellis was undrafted. You know, he's undrafted. So
yeah, again, different opportunities for different people, even in their young basketball lives, whether it's through AAU or JUCO. And some people have coaches that empower them and give them the right path, and others have to figure it out themselves.
We have an update here from Mark Stein. And you know what? Mark Stein, if there's one team he's plugged in on, the Dallas Mavericks. He says at this hour, Morgan Reagan, Dallas is pivoting to sign Najee Marshall after unexpectedly conceding tonight that it likely would not have the wherewithal to retain Derrick Jones Jr., while the Mavs focus on sign and trade, pursuing Klay Thompson in a sign and trade. Okay.
So, I like the fit. And I said that from the start. And he can get a medical cannabis card.
So stupid.
I know.
Derrick Jones Jr. last year played 76 games for the Dallas Mavericks. Averaged 8 points a game, 3 rebounds. And he played 23 minutes a night. He shot 48%, 34% from 3. And that's probably the biggest thing with him, Morgan, right, is he's never been a reliable three-point shooter. Now, he hit some timely ones in the playoffs. What did he end up shooting in the playoffs from 3? In the playoffs, 36.9% on 3 attempts. But that's just not his game. He's out there guarding. His length is definitely
fantastic.
A strength of his. Mm-hmm. He's a supreme athlete. He's 27 years old. 7-foot wingspan. He
can also get crafty and get to the rim and finish at the rim, right? And then you talk about someone who goes in there, gets those O boards, finds a way to get a second chance opportunity for his team. There's so much good about him. And then what he just experienced now in this postseason as an individual, he just became that much better of a player.
Also reported in the chat, Derrick Jones' decision to switch agents this week complicated hopes of re-signing him. So he did switch agents. I believe he's a Klutch guy now. I think he went with Rich Paul.
Don't they all?
I'm definitely mixed on the idea of committing.
I'm not.
The full Morgan, you gotta be careful with the mid level. Like, just throwing it out there for Derrick Jones Jr. that's not the move to me.
You say that, and a lot of people will agree with that. But at the same time, when you are in a market like Sacramento, it's not like. Okay, I'm not even going to talk about the market. I'll talk about even the assets right now that the Kings have. The Kings do not have the best assets to be like, hey, we're going to give you this for one of your top tier players and that team's supposed to believe that those pieces are going to actually make them better with what they already have. No,
Right.
like that's not what the Kings have right now.
No, we're talking about Derek Jones, the free agent. He's a free agent.
No. So my whole point, though, I'm talking about Kings as a whole.
Right.
So just let me go back to where I was at, which is with trades, right? With trades, the Kings do not have the assets to make other teams better right now, and especially in both competitive conferences. Now, when it comes to free agency, it's not just being in Sacramento, but you do have to kind of sway and convince a player to want to be here. And the incentive is money. And,
Sure.
And all these free agents are going to be gone. You're not going to have plan B, C, D.
It's a lot of money for Derek Jones Jr. if you're giving him the full mid-level. He can't shoot. How about that? He can't shoot. If you can't
Length.
shoot, that's
Length.
fine. That's fine. But guess what? Your length doesn't matter if you're getting played off the floor.
Running the shit out of the ball.
Okay, he got played off the floor in the NBA Finals.
I understand.
So,
that,
like,
but
and he's playing 20 minutes a
Kings
night.
team is not even going to make the playoffs if they don't make some moves. So it's like that's my point. It's you.
Yeah,
have,
I think you're being a little reckless with it. Like, hey, let's give him 12.9 million. Like, that's insane. That's insane to me. To give him a full mid-level, I don't think that's responsible.
That's fine.
I like him. I
Yeah.
like him on the team, just not at that cost.
Again, there's going to be then there's going to be other players, and it happens year after year after year, and especially even in Sacramento. Oh, I can't believe they signed Harrison Barnes to that, and he didn't even do anything. Blah blah blah, and like all these different things after he played, another 82 game season, and he was available and he was on the floor, and then he didn't live up to what his contract needed to be. He was a starter, and at times it felt like he should have been coming off the bench. But my point is like you need to make upgrades, and sometimes you are going to have to pay for those. And paying for those doesn't ultimately screw with your entire future. Even though I understand all the different aprons and all that shit there's going to be tougher guidelines and rules.
Well, Greg in chat says, I couldn't disagree more, Deuce. We have to overpay for free agents. Derek Jones Jr. is a high-quality role player. And this is Sacramento. $12 million today is like $4 million 5 years ago.
Hey, he's doing Deuce math.
That's fine. I mean,
No, and it's fine though.
I like Derek Jones Jr. I'm
It's
not.
fi-
As the kids would say, I glazed the guy a lot in videos after Dallas Mavericks wins. Pause? No? Okay.
Please stop. No. And again, I feel like this is the first year that I'm going to have so many.
You're a desperate asshole.
Yeah, I'm a desperate asshole, but I'm going to have so many disagreements with people. And I think a lot of people are going to agree with me also because I'm more irrational. I'm less patient than I have been in the past.
That's a funny message here.
What?
These guys are acting like Derek Jones Jr. is going to choose Sacramento. That's a good point. Like, we're acting like he's in the room right now. It's like, you got to close the deal. He's probably going, I'm just going to go to like a different, can I join Philly? Like, and Maury's got money.
I think also, and it's so true. Like,
Yeah.
Yes, of course. But I think when we talk about Derek Jones Jr., we're more talking about a free agent of that caliber, of that cost in general as well. And they come and go and they gone. And then you got nothing. And then you run it back.
Don't say
Well,
that again.
then you got to make sure to spend that money, honey.
We're not running it back.
Hit that thumbs up.
Why are Deuce's shorts so short? If you had sexy ass legs and quads like me, your shorts would be short. I'm sorry. My thighs don't lie. If you have not done it yet, hit the thumbs up. Morgan Reagan.
What?
We are approaching 1,000 people live.
Dude.
300 thumbs up is the number.
Ooh.
Should be around 450 based on our calculations at this hour.
Deuce math.
Chicken legs? Hey, Val Venus. Hello, ladies. I do not have chicken legs. I'm with Mo. You can't run it back. Manny, I'm with
We're
Mo
all
too.
there.
The only person that said to run it back, that was going to run it back, was the basketball god when Morgan was praying to it hours ago.
Oh, yeah.
Can you replay that? What did you say to him?
I said, can't you just help the Kings like evolve and get better and make tweaks?
You're gonna run it back and like it. Enjoy your 46-win non-playoff team. You're getting it again. And maybe, just maybe, if you're lucky, you'll get your veil monkey so we can really run it back.
Wow. Why doesn't my voice do it?
I don't know.
Do it again. Ah! Ah! It does, but it sounds so different.
It's because it's picking up my mic.
No, it's. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, let me do that. Oh my God, what the? Give me the God
Here,
voice.
you try right here. Just
Okay.
move over.
I am.
This is free agency, baby.
Oh, you little shit!
Oh, how are we doing, everybody?
Ugh. What a weird settings.
Yeah, this is what happens when you're deep into free agency and it's kind of chill. Julia says, greetings from the Philippines. Shout out to the Philippines. Huge basketball fans in the Philippines, let me tell you. Toa wants to know, what has happened in the NBA? Do we give an update?
Do an update.
It's time to update what happened across the NBA today. Breaking news. Not a lot, but some stuff has gone down. It started in the morning when the Sacramento Kings agreed to a one-year, $3.3 million deal with Alex Len. The backup center is back in Sacramento. Okay, what else is going on? Obi Toppin and the Pacers agreed to a new deal. 4 years, $60 million. Play 20 minutes a game, but he gets 4 years, $60 million to play again with Rick Carlisle's squad. Then we were waiting around. We were chilling. The defending champion Boston Celtics make a move. They bring back Luke Cornett on a one-year deal, but that's not the only big man they brought back. They said, Neemias Queta, Portugal, stand up! He is back with the Boston Celtics on a multi-year deal. We also learned right when free agency started that Klay Thompson is leaving the Golden State Warriors. Where will he go? Well, that's going to be something to watch. There's been talk that he could go to the Dallas Mavericks in a sign and trade. He's interested in the Clippers. He'll have a conversation with the Lakers. And in addition to that, the 76ers. Now, Chris Paul looked like he could have gotten moved and traded the last couple of days. No. The Warriors go a different direction. They decide not to pick up his $30 million option anymore. They say, bye-bye, Chris Paul, and CP3 wasted no time. He got his chaps on, got on his horse, said, giddy up. Let me go to San Antonio to join Greg Popovich, Victor Wembanyama, and the San Antonio Spurs on a one-year, $11 million deal. Max Christie back with the Lakers, 4 years, $32 million. It's a little bit of a surprise, $8 million per for Max Christie. Could he be a big part of the Lakers' future under J.J. Redick? We'll find out coming up this season. How about James Harden? He's staying with the Clippers. 2 years, $70 million. But what about Paul George? Paul George is expected to leave the Clippers. In fact, they released a statement saying that he is opting to go to another team. Who will that be? It sounds like the leader at this hour, the Philadelphia 76ers, will be landing Paul George. It's not official yet. Shit can change fast. Who knows what goes down? The other team that lost somebody today, it's not unexpected. The Denver Nuggets losing a key piece, a starter, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. KCP is headed to Florida. He's going to the Orlando Magic with some money to spend. He gets a 3-year, $66 million deal with an opt-out after year 2. How about some meetings? We always want to know meetings.
Yeah.
Oh, OKC's got some money to play with. What the hell are they going to do? Apparently, Sam Presti took the Oregon Trail. He's landed in Bend, Oregon, and he's circling the wagons, going, hey, Isaiah Hartenstein, come to OKC and man the middle. He is talking to Isaiah Hartenstein tonight. Will they close a deal? We will find out. The Sixers, in addition to Paul George potentially going there, we have learned that they have agreed to a deal with Eric Gordon, rejoining his old buddy Daryl Morey. They had a little bond in Houston.
Yeah.
Andre Drummond starting his second stint with the Sixers. He gets a 2-year, $10+ million deal. Have I missed anything? It's possible, but that was all from the top of my head. Deuce Mason brings it. Deuce Mason's ready because this is NBA free agency and we need action. Najee Marshall going to the Dallas Mavericks in the steal of free agency thus far. 3 years, $27 million. What's that mean for Derrick Jones Jr.? Adios pelota. He may be gone. Derrick Jones Jr. could be looking for a new home, and the Mavs are focused on adding Klay Thompson in a sign and trade. That is your update. That is your update for a second, because there's one move we forgot about. And how could we forget this? Because the NBA world, it was turned on its axis. Because Mason Plumlee is leaving the Clippers and he is headed to the Valley of the Sun. He is going to the Phoenix Suns. Oh my God. How could I forget another big man? The center is not dying. You're seeing the centers. They're still a big part of the game. But Deuce Mason forgot one. Jonas Valanciunas says, see ya, Big Easy. It's election time. I'm going to D.C. He has agreed to a 3-year, $30 million deal with the Washington Wizards, who just the other day agreed to a new deal with old King Richard Holmes, a.k.a. Rashawn Holmes, who got a 2-year, $26 million deal. The second year is only $250,000 guaranteed.
Deuce, honestly, the only two that you missed was
Plumlee and Valanciunas?
Yes. And I was just like, holy shit. He really, like, he has a few notes of like how much money people made, but he just did that all. I don't get how you do this every year. Every year. It surprises me every year. No, I don't want to know. Boo.
I live for this shit. I said Eric Gordon. I did say Eric Gordon.
He did. He talked about him and Daryl Morey and that relationship and man.
Val, I have never touched Adderall in my life, if that's what you're
Why
referencing.
does that, you guys,
This is me. This is me, my man. I can't, if I was on Adderall, good. I can't. I'm glad I'm not.
Well, I think, but you know what I think Adderall would do for someone like, I think
Mellow
it would,
me out?
Yeah.
Chill me out?
I think that's,
Ah.
I think.
I don't know. I'm good.
Yeah. No, don't ever.
Shout out to donation.
Give me a hell yeah!
Thank you.
Mr. Angel 916 says, I know we don't agree on much, but hopefully Monty gets some deals done as this team needs improvements. Have a great show.
Aw.
Mr. Angel, I got to be honest. I didn't know we didn't agree on much. I don't know if I've ever engaged with you, but maybe I have. Maybe
And
I
you
have.
obviously have disagreed, or he's just listening. They are just listening, and they're like, "Well, I don't agree on what we're gonna say, but appreciate you." And I think we can both agree on that. We hope improvements are being made.
Yes, agree. Tay says, Deuce and Mo, how are we feeling about Isaiah Crawford and Isaac Jones? Seen the tape, both prototypical wings and can play. Yeah, I got to see more. I'm focused on free agency, and then tomorrow we got to hop in the lab and watch some tape on some of these guys. We have a lot of summer league tape and rosters to go over because we're calling games in the California Classic. We got the Chinese national team coming to town.
Yes.
We got the San Antonio Spurs, the Charlotte Hornets, and of course the Sacramento Kings. So we got some rosters to learn.
And
Absolutely.
One of my favorite parts about the California Classic is that you usually get some of those guys, even if they're not going to end up playing in Vegas for some reason, they usually start off playing at the California Classic. So
Luke is saying more info on Brandon Ingram trade rumors. Where are you seeing this? Let me know. We have over 1,000 people watching us live. We appreciate the fact that we have over 1,000 people watching us live. Hopefully our internet stays connected. Hopefully the camera continues to work. We surpassed 17,000 subs today. That's a big deal. Let's get to over 500 likes and thumbs up because all it does is help more and more people around the world see our content. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe.
thank you, party people.
All right, let me see what people are talking. Let's see if I can find that.
Talking here, huh?
Hey, you talking here, man?
What talking about?
This is Kenny retweeted somebody.
What did Kenny retweet?
He retweeted Scoop Robinson, who dropped some. He covers the NBA. He says Brandon Ingram update. Both the Pelicans and Ingram are willing to work together to either get Ingram to a new team or bring Ingram back on a deal that works for both parties. More on Ingram. Sacramento Kings are the front runners, but the Pelicans want to get a third team involved to get other assets in the deal. Pels like Harrison Barnes and draft capital, but also want a center coming back in the deal, I've been told. Additionally, Pelicans are okay with bringing back Ingram on a less than max deal if a trade can't be facilitated. Okay. So, again, this is rumor season. You got to remember, what do you believe? What do you do? I always subscribe to, like, if it's not Shams or Woj, I kind of wait.
Same.
But I'm also, around this time, I'm thirsty.
Yep.
I'm in the desert, and I'm looking for scoops.
Yep.
I need some free agency juice. That's a rumor that will hit the spot, even if it's a little drop, you know?
Oh my God. I see why everyone thinks you're on drugs.
I'm trying to be entertaining. You want to be on NBA TV? Hey,
hey, no.
I didn't even see the coverage, but
It doesn't matter. I saw some of it, and yes, and don't. We're not going to talk shit about it.
I'm not about NBA any serious.
We're literally going to be on NBA TV
I
next
get
week.
it. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying we're just a little more loose on this. You know what I mean? Not your traditional broadcast. You know?
Hey, it's Deuce and Mo here, not your traditional broadcast.
Look, the Ingram thing, if you're trying to get 13, I would not be surprised too if the Pelicans find a way to keep him. If you're Ingram, maybe you're looking for a new opportunity. Maybe it's like, dude, I've done the New Orleans thing. I'm looking for a fresh start. I want to get paid. But there has to be a part of him now that after they added DeJounte Murray's going, I'm kind of not against that. Like, I got Murray, we got Trey, we got Herb. Like, we got a squad here. Zion.
Yeah.
Like, let's go. Let's see what it's about. But we don't know Brandon Ingram like that. I actually watched a Brandon Ingram podcast a little bit yesterday from 3 years ago that he did with JJ Redick when they were teammates in New Orleans. And, you know, he's a reserve guy, but the guy loves basketball. And JJ was like asking him about one of his favorite things about, JJ Redick had brought up Stan Van Gundy, who was like the coach there for 30 minutes, and how they were talking about Stan, and Brandon said one of his favorite things about Stan is he goes, I just love to be coached. Oh. And that stuck with me a little bit. And that he was talking about too in the offseason. He's like, I don't worry about I don't worry about posting stuff on Instagram. I'm working. He goes, like, the people that post all the time what they're doing, they're not really working.
I mean, here's my thing though about posting too. Sometimes you're also trying to sell yourself to someone else that isn't. It's not that you're even trying to sell yourself to a fan base. You're selling yourself to maybe someone that you aren't in contact with, but you want to make sure that you're just putting it out there. It's all strategy. Like, it's all strategy. Someone in the chat said, where's Adam Wojnarowski?
Oh my God. Yes. We didn't. Yeah. Adam,
Do you know?
yeah. The last we heard is he was in Italy. And we have not had correspondence with him for a minute.
What
Yeah,
is he in Italy, like scouting EuroLeague basketball? What is he doing?
The last I heard is he said he was gonna go swimming in Venice. When I'm like, you don't swim you're not supposed to get in the water. Like, you're not supposed to get in that water.
So crazy.
So we don't know. Maybe he'll join us at some point, but hopefully it's okay.
Yeah.
Just Beast Up says, where can I read that article? It wasn't an article. It was a tweet. I'll drop the link in the chat, but Kenny Caraway retweeted it. Where is it at? There you go. Is there anything from Woj? Because someone just said Woj said something about Clay and LeBronathan.
Let me see. I don't see any new things from Woj on mine. No new notifications. I will click. Unless it was Adam Wojnarowski.
Okay. Mark Stein with a little update on the Klay Thompson deal with Dallas. He says sources say Dallas remains focused on securing a commitment from Klay Thompson and completing a sign and trade that lands Thompson into its looming Tim Hardaway Jr. trade exception. The Mavs hope earlier today that they still had a path to land Thompson and keep Jones. Now, that path looks a little different because they've agreed to a deal with Najee Marshall. Dude, that's a great pickup. Oh, here we go. This is tweeted out by NBA Central via Real GM. So a lot of aggregation going on. Woj apparently said, LeBron James, I'm told, called Klay Thompson right when free agency opened at 6 p.m. Eastern. Okay. That's interesting.
He didn't call him any time before. Just like
No,
JJ
no,
and
no,
LeBron never talked about the coaching job until 30 minutes after JJ.
Yeah, they waited, you know?
Yeah. Because
just
why?
waited.
That's like you don't need to talk about that if you're doing a podcast together. Come on.
It's very interesting that that tweet that we read from Scoop, who was talking about the Brandon Ingram Sacramento thing, saying Morning Ingram Sacramento Kings are the front runner, but the Pelicans want to get a third team. Pels like Harrison Barnes and draft capital, but also want a center coming back in the deal. Who's that center? Who's a center that? What can we do here, man? How do we help this team out a little bit, man? Can you get Portland involved, huh? Portland involved?
Ayton?
You want DeAndre Ayton? That's a little expensive. That probably can't happen. I don't know. There's no one on the free agent market they could just put there? Like, what are we doing, Pels?
I mean, and that might not even be true, but.
Clint Capella? A little Capella? But again, Clint makes a lot of money in expiring. Jared Allen? Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't think the Cavs do that unless they're getting Ingram. Mike says Deuce and Mo look depressed. You must have just turned this on because about 4 minutes ago, I had music blaring and I was going over every deal. We're just hanging out, man. We're having a good time. We've been streaming on and off since what, 2?
Yeah.
And we probably have another hour to go.
Yep.
An hour to go.
Yeah.
The other thing, because there's a comedian in town, Trevor Wallace, as a punchline, and I wanted to see him. And again, Deuce Mason booked too much stuff on free agency day because I didn't know free agency day was June 30th until it was like 2 weeks before. I'm like, oh shit, it's on a Sunday this year? What the? So I'm going to see a comedian at 9:30 at Punchline. Sorry.
But if anything was to happen.
If Brandon Ingram, just know this. If at between 9:30 and 11, you go, wow, Deuce isn't even responding to anything. Brandon Ingram's in Sacramento. What's happening? Just know when I see that shit, I'm going live after.
Like immediately.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man.
And if it happens at 3:00 in the morning, why not? Right?
I like when Morin's fired up about that, man.
I mean, I said it very calmly.
Ooh, Mars is mentioning Walker Kessler, who has been talked about being on the market too with the Utah Jazz. Okay, yeah, let's find a way. Let's find a way to get the Pels a center. If that's what's going to take, I mean, let's go. We are on. We've got social media going. We're checking to make sure if there's anything we missed. So we'll keep you posted for sure.
Oh yeah, we will.
Here's the reality.
What?
We have seen even this latest from the Brandon Ingram rumor thing. Understand this is the time of year where just because you're hearing that doesn't mean that there's not another conversation happening with another team that you're not hearing about. So caution. The Clippers could be involved, right?
Yeah.
Other teams, the Warriors have been linked to Brandon Ingram. Could they still get involved? I don't know. Who knows? So there's elements that we have to be focused on. Could Cleveland look to get help with Donovan Mitchell? Like, you have to remember those things. So let's not start chugging beer out of Tony Romo cleats just yet. Right?
Not even close.
No shoeies yet.
You're not even close to doing that. So just stop.
Dinglesworth, that's not funny. I've seen you in the chat.
What?
Hey guys, I missed everything. Can you explain the rumors? Please tell me.
I mean, think about how, like, was it a little bit of a gut punch when you saw like Najee Marshall off the table?
It was because I wanted him, but also
so think about what you're gonna feel when BI is off the table.
It'll feel this. I mean, it'll feel a little worse. The Kings haven't really been linked to Najee Marshall, but I just figured he would be a guy.
For sure.
Yeah, no, I'm sick of being the runner-up. You know, remember the draft day, 3 years ago? I was like, dude, Kuzma and Montrezl Harrell coming to Sacramento for Buddy Hield. And then LeBron went, no, we need Westbrook. Deal canceled. Pelinka, you're not doing that. This is my team.
What about that was in the really beginning days. Bogey.
Oh, the Bogies trade that fell apart. Yeah, that was the first time around with the Bucks. We did a podcast like it was a done deal, and then it fell apart. And then he went to Atlanta, and the Kings got nothing for him. Let's see here. Frank says he's got to go to the toilet for the third time. Thanks for the update on that one. Cameron says, what if we don't get anybody today? Very possible. Very possible.
There's still time.
I've when we're doing a live stream like this, we're going to repeat ourselves a lot. I think a lot of these moves around the league are kind of waiting for Paul George and Klay Thompson to get settled. Because, look, if Klay's talking to Dallas, the Lakers, the Clippers, and the Sixers, that's 4 teams, right? There's got to be a decision. Who's Paul George talking to, right? DeMar DeRozan's we're waiting around going, all right, who's going to, where can I go? There's a lot of free agents still. I mean, Kelly Oubre is probably waiting to see what Philly does, what money's out there. Orlando still has money to spend even after landing KCP on that 4-year deal or 3-year, $66 million deal. So we're just waiting on Paul George, and this happens. Caleb Martin being brought up. I like Caleb Martin.
Someone is laughing about Chris Paul going to the Spurs. Give Wemby some help. Only aging Chris Paul.
39-year-old Chris Paul. Oh, well.
One-year deal. You got a vet on the floor with Wemby. It's not about winning a championship with Wemby next year. That's not what it's about. It's about developing, growing, trying to make sure you are teaching your youth the right way to play the game.
He signed a 1-year deal. It's not like he signed like a 4-year deal. He's going to be like 55 there. It's 1 year, $11 million,
He's going to be 55. Will you get me a LaCroix?
I'm a little busy. Got to pee.
Please. Thank you. All right. Did Mason Plumlee just join the Suns? Yeah, they signed him to a 1-year deal as well to play behind Nurk. I mean, good for them. Just now being it's not like they couldn't find this third team before. Okay, so the question I see from Drewski. My question is, why are talks about trades with the Pelicans just now being rumored on free agency? It's not like they couldn't find the third team before. Well, one, I mean, you're not supposed to be talking to these free agents or anybody until free agency begins, which began today. But also, that was just, it's rumor season. It's a rumor. I mean, and not to say that it's not true, but at the same time, Woj and Shamson tweeted out. So it's just like, okay, take it for what it's worth. And again, it could be absolutely true. I think it's the same thing. No Dunks saw Sean Cunningham's tweet about Brandon Ingram, and they were like, Sean Cunningham, ooh, should we read this? Do you guys know who Sean Cunningham? They're like, it has the blue check mark. And they're like, okay, well, should we go with it? And they ended up, talking about it. But at the same time, too, in their minds, they don't know who this Sean Cunningham person is. So, yeah, rumors swirling around.
I mean, there's zero doubt that the Kings are trying to get Brandon Ingram at this point. I think there's enough smoke out there that says, yes, they are trying to get Brandon Ingram.
Absolutely.
The question is, can they get it done? That's all there is to it. I don't think there's no one out there suggesting that they are in advance, they're almost to the finish line. Even if that one report was like, hey, they're the front runners. Well, you're the front runner until you're not. I mean, I just...
You either get it done and then you're the front runner. And
the other day, it sounded like, there was still a chance Paul George can go to the Clippers. Well, that shit changed fast, didn't it?
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Here's what I'm also hoping for at this point, Morgan.
A couple more likes so then we can get to 500 thumbs up.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
Well, we're about...
Let me do a refresh. We have over 1,000 people watching us live. Yeah. 423, that should be at 600 likes and thumbs up. All it does is help us grow. Hit the subscribe button as well. What was I going to say? Oh, at this point, selfishly, if the BI thing's going to happen tonight, it needs to happen in the next 10 minutes or not happen until after the show. Because, Morgan, if this happens at 8, if this happens at 7:50.
Why don't you just sell the tickets then?
Someone's going to buy a Trevor Wallace tickets right now?
On a Sunday night?
No.
I don't know.
No. It's
well,
too
then,
last minute.
don't screw up. It is what it is.
Someone in our chat saying Woj is reporting that Clay's decision will loom into tomorrow.
All of this is going to loom into tomorrow.
And we will be nonstop streaming 24 hours.
No.
Man.
I know. That's always the worst part about free agency when it's like, okay, when do you stop? When do you go to bed? When do you figure out? And then like
When do
something
you sleep? Never.
2 days later, something happens. You're like, you guys couldn't figure that out 48 hours ago. Come on. For us.
Ooh, someone in our Discord is coming up with an idea how to get them a center. Get Orlando involved. You could do Barnes, a first, and Wendell Carter. This is from 4916er in our Discord, who more times than I despise. And then he says the third team, Orlando, gets Kevin and a 1. Kings get BI. That's interesting. That's an interesting one. There's got to be a pathway to get the Pelicans what they need, right?
I mean, sometimes there's not. Sometimes there's a side that isn't happy.
Brandon says, even if we don't get BI, there are still good options out there for wing players. Yeah. I mean, Kyle Kuzma's still out there, via trade. Cam Johnson, Dorian Finney-Smith have both been mentioned as guys that could go to Sacramento. And then you still have free agency. So. How cautious do you think, because I see B Metal mentioning this in our chat.
Yes.
And it brought this thought up. How cautious do you think teams are being nowadays with like the fines of tampering? We know tampering exists, but it's clear the league doesn't want you to be so blatantly obvious with your tampering. How much is this, right? Like, do you think Paul George is already drinking wine right now with Embiid? Like, you mentioned earlier that Paul George's wife followed Embiid's wife on IG.
Today.
Huge development at this hour.
Absolutely.
How do we know those guys are not just having wine? Like, yeah, man, when's this going to come out? Oh, we'll drop it tomorrow.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean that could absolutely be the case. I never believe anyone when tampering is happening all the time, right? But to what levels do some of these people bring it to? Isn't it kind of fun to be like sneaky and like, oh, we're drinking wine together?
Well, the tampering thing's so fun. It reminds me of like the TV deals that are happening right now in the NBA.
Oh yeah,
Like,
just love a good.
there's
deal.
like this window, like, hey, your current partners, it's like the exclusive period where you can negotiate. It's like, yeah, but like some people with the NBA were putting
Dude.
feelers out to NBC like a year and a half ago. Just like, hey, are you guys interested?
I'll never forget even April 1st, 2016,
Yeah.
when we were fired from radio, they had the new hires and people 2
Yeah.
days later.
It's not like they were like-
those mother effers were talking behind our backs for
They had
days.
meetings. Yeah. They had everything planned.
Yes.
That's a
yes.
little different,
But no, but my point is, this happens with everything. When it comes to business, people are not just making a decision without having something already in place. That's how the world works.
Let's see here. Manny says Embiid wants Paul George on his team. Anyone could see that from that video from the finals. Oh yeah, yeah. And the backstory about that. Remember when Joel Embiid went on the final set because Paul George was working?
Yeah.
And it was like, that's kind of random. So apparently, it was reported by someone over at ESPN that when Embiid found out that Paul George was on set, he goes, "Oh, I'll go on with him."
Shut up. And that's how
that's totally intentional. Yeah.
Smart. Yeah. Yep. Playing the game. Ugh. Love. I wish, and these are like the little things I wish that would just like come out over time. All the little angles of, well, did they go out after? Did they talk about stuff? Or can someone just, I don't know, make a fun movie that's like based on a true story?
Man.
I know.
So we're at 7:46 right now.
Yeah.
How long we go? So the show's on at 9:30.
9:15?
Go until 9:15?
No. I thought it was at 9:15.
It's not 9:30.
Okay.
I know. Late Sunday show.
How about it takes like 20? Probably, I would say like you could do 8:15.
8:20.
Okay. Cool.
We're probably going to cut off at 8:20, but let me just note that if anything happens tonight, we got you covered. This is we live for this time period. I live nothing more. When I go to bed at night, this is what I fall asleep to, and it's very faint in the background. You just hear a oh, what happened? I'm just dreaming about trades
Do it
and
again. It is very
it is.
calming.
Just imagine if that was on a loop, just a very like and then you wake up and you're like, whoa, what? What happened? Anthony donates $10. Dude, thanks for all the donations today. We appreciate you guys. I appreciate
Seriously.
everyone watching, but you guys are too kind. It says, thanks for watching Paint Dry with us. That's fun. It's fun to talk about all this shit.
You know what's funny? When you went over everything, though, I felt like, I think it's always so funny when people are like, oh, nothing's happening. And even some of these, to me, I don't know. I think to a lot of NBA fans, like these different tweaks and movement and all of the little things. I enjoy it. I really do.
But there's been free agent periods. We remember this when it's been like an all-out blitz where it's like there is like 17 in 1 hour, and you're just like it's like, oh my god, this, can you believe this? Oh, da, da, da. And it's like a madhouse. And
For
now,
sure.
as Keith Smith put out a little bit ago, it's 4.5 hours in. We are at a total of 23 free agent deals for about $1.2 billion in new money.
Damn.
Damn.
I want a deal.
Damn. Brett wants to know, will there be a Deuce and Mo meetup in Vegas? I wonder how many fans of ours are going to Vegas.
Yeah, that's so sweet to even
Yeah. I mean,
put out there.
If you see us at a game, say what's up. We'll be at not all of them, but the first 3 games I'll be at. First 3 Kings games in Vegas.
Yeah, at a Kings game. I mean, for sure.
Edward says, watching Devin Carter coming to Sacramento, he's going to be a fan favorite in Sacramento with his personality. We were watching some Devin Carter yesterday, some of his defensive highlights. Are you kidding me? Like, for real?
Are you going to show some of them, or is it a
No.
YouTube?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was going to maybe show that. So this is his arrival tonight. This was a couple of hours ago. Maybe Monty had to take a break to go out
He
here.
did. He was out there.
I know. That's what I'm saying. This footage is from our friends over at CBS 13, Jake Gaden. I'll mute it. You want me to hear it. So he is coming down an escalator. What a moment. Dapping up Monty McNair. Dapping up Wes Wilcox. Paul Johnson. Yeah. And then hopefully they disappeared because they had some things they had needed to leave. They've got some deals to work out.
Shannon was back there.
Oh
to
my!
help out.
How about some Kings fans giving some
the
bracelets?
friendship bracelets. I just find that so sweet. Oh my god,
That's
so cute.
cool. Oh, interesting shot of Monty McNair. Okay,
Very intense.
cute. I'm gotta get a Crown Downtown thing. Send us some on. That's cute.
That's very sweet. What did he give him? Like a Dutch Bros gift card or something? He's like, can I take this?
A Dutch Bros gift card.
I think that's what I saw.
Can't get this guy a Temple gift card, man.
Hey. Look at that. Super cute.
Yeah, cool, man.
Cute little greeting. I love that part of the airport too.
Oh, with all the suitcases.
Yeah. Make people really fall in love with Sacramento right away with the fake suitcases.
Umair wants to know why wasn't he invited to this? It's a great question.
Oh, why were you notified? I don't know. Turn on your notifications. What are you doing? Huh?
Don't hate on Dutch Bros. Dude, I used to love Dutch Bros. And then I realized I was drinking like chocolate milk every day. It's fine. Some people like it. I'm not hating it. I have my own preference. I enjoy espresso, Nespresso, Temple. That's what I want. Give me bougie, bitch. Dude, here's the thing you'll learn about a Deuce Mason because he's going to tell you about it right
Please
now.
Stop talking about yourself in third person. First person?
I
What person?
I'm a little picky when it comes to coffee
No, not picky. He's like a snob.
and cocktails.
Yes.
I want a good cocktail. I don't need some like if you're like, hey, I got a cocktail. You want a Jack and Coke?
You used to do the same thing with beer. You used to do the same talk with people about beer.
I like good beers.
But like when you, here's my thing. Just don't talk at people. Have a conversation with them about why you like that.
I'll keep my opinion to myself.
It's very aggressive. It's like, this is why a craft cocktail is the best.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll go ahead and put a craft.
And you're gross if you have Jack Daniels.
No, it's not. Some people like that stuff. I just can't do. It's just not my thing.
Yeah. That's fine. And it's definitely not my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's more like that doesn't make me feel good. And even with coffee, I will only drink black coffee. If I'm getting crazy.
Mark says, so Monty re-signed.
done,
Oh,
but
sorry.
It's okay.
You had more on the coffee?
I was talking about my crazy drink, but please
ahead, go.
proceed. You weren't listening.
Yes,
so
I
it's
was. Go ahead.
a matcha.
Matcha green tea latte
Yeah.
with a lot of agave or honey.
Oat milk.
You like boba.
Oh, I love boba tea. Love boba. There's a self-serving boba place in Sacramento I want to try. But then I'll probably just get super fat because I'll like serve myself way too much boba. Proceed.
Mark says, so Monty re-signed Len, took a nap, went to pick up his rookie, and then went to bed. Yes, Mark, that's right. And all the other GMs did the same thing.
Yep.
Because you know what? Monty is the only one like not doing anything today.
Yeah. Duh.
Dude, it's a waiting game, man. It's the first day of free agency. Can you guys enjoy the moment before you're getting in your feelings about, I haven't done anything yet.
I kinda-
I can't do it.
I find it entertaining when people are kind of mean
God.
about
You know when they traded for Herter? It was July 6th.
your
Free
birthday.
agency was like a few days before that. Like it's stuff. This is the time. This is when it happens. Like just kind of embrace it because guess what? After like summer league's over, July 20th, we are in the desert when it comes to NBA stuff. You got the Olympics going on.
Yeah.
That's baseball if you're into it, but it's pretty much a dead zone after that. So
Yeah.
enjoy this. This is the fun part too.
It
we got
is.
to draft, free agency trades. Like enjoy it.
It's true. It's so true.
Thank you. See if there's anything else, any rumors flying around social right now. I'll do a little Twitter check. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. If you have questions, let us know in the chat too, or comments, wishes, whatever. Mark Stein with a little mini update on Klay Thompson. The Mavs obviously must beat out the Lakers to get Klay Thompson's commitment, in addition to working out a sign and trade with the Warriors as the Lakers continue to chase Klay Thompson. Amid its Klay pursuit, Dallas decided it had to jump on an attractive 3-year, $27 million with Marshall when it was available and capitalize on some immediate certainty. And he also said props to Tim Cato from The Athletic for illuminating earlier today that Derek Jones Jr.'s recent agent switch, which comes with a 15-day waiting period, could affect the Mavs' attempts to retain the high-flying defensive specialist after his outstanding debut in Dallas, helping Dallas reach the NBA Finals for the third time in franchise history. So there's Mark Stein with a little more context.
Thank you, Mark Stein.
All right. Chat.
Did Coach Nick appear today? No, he did not.
No, he did not.
Why not?
Stephen Brown. What's up, Stephen Brown? I haven't seen you in a minute. Well,
Yeah.
I saw you last stream, but
Yeah.
I'm just like haven't like
Oh.
talked with you in a minute. We're not live all the time now until NBA season.
Very true.
He says Klay is washed.
Such a dick. Let's see.
To win a champion, you have to risk the farm, but Monty is too scared to do that.
I love it.
The
People are
offseason
so
just
funny.
started.
No, let people just pitchfork
You can
anger.
feel, but
Yeah.
like just like
And I mean, like, I completely disagree. And I think it's very irrational, but it's entertaining also when I see these very angry, in all caps, comments. Boosty. Nothing else is gonna happen tonight.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember that we've done so many of these now. And the first one we did, I think, was Pandemic. And I remember it was kind of the same thing where it was just kind of a dud. And there's some years where you're just like, oh my God, the deals come flying your way over and over again. You're like, holy shit, I can't keep up with all of it. But at this point, it's a waiting game. But you know what? I like being live for this. Because if we weren't live, Morgan, what would we be doing?
Honestly, I mean, we'd be sitting probably in these same seats with the lights off, staring at our computers, refreshing. I'd probably, you know what? I would have some boring thing too.
Nothing wrong with that. You'd be chill. I'd be on my phone. I'd be in Discord. I'd be like, oh, do it.
We'd be waiting.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot of waiting.
Yeah.
Right. Go on TikTok. Rah! I love Deuce and Mo. Rah!
Ella says if
Thank you.
Brandon Ingram doesn't happen, does Monty get any flack for not building up better trade capital and planning better? I mean, I guess it just depends on what else happens, right? Like, what's the pivot? You know, what's the next thing? If all your chips are in just to the Brandon Ingram thing, that seems like a dangerous thing. You know, you have to, especially this time of year, you've got a lot of options, right? And it's a tough challenge as a GM, right? Because, you know, these players are wanted, and you could lose out if you don't act fast.
Yep.
It's kind of a balancing act, right? It's like, okay, we think we're close to this. I want that, but we can't do this unless we do this. There's a lot of different layers, and I'm sure if they lose out on Ingram, you hope that's like, okay, what's next? Is Kuzma on that list? Is Cam Johnson? Are they going a different route? Do they make a call to Milwaukee? Is Bobby Portis really available? What other free agents are out there? Like, you can't just have one thing you're kind of working on. And you're right, Tanner. Make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. What's everybody doing right now besides watching us?
Yeah.
Like, are you chilling in front of a TV? Are you watching your phone? Do you have us in the background? You're on the toilet.
Are you in your bed?
Are you in your bed? Are you chilling? What are you up to, man? You out in the backyard?
8:00 on a Sunday, and it's about to be hotter than shit. God dang it. Devin Carter's going to be like, this is Sacramento. It's 112.
You know, the good news I would tell Devin Carter is, you know, we play games inside and we don't play them in the summer.
And I would say it's not going to be like this next week.
Good point.
Yep.
Good. Well, who knows? Lil Uzi Burt says, is Jeremy still available? Jeremy Grant. Who knows? There was a rumor earlier today that the Lakers have interest in trading for him. And it is worth noting that his agent is Rich Paul. Now, that's another great example. Maybe the Lakers right now are going, we want Clay. And they're like, we're going to try to execute that first. And then our backup is maybe we explore something with Jeremy Grant or something. Like, you have to have options. You know, there's a waiting game here, too. It's tough. Someone says, of course, Deuce has a Stanley. Laugh my ass off. Weird, because it's actually a Yeti. So, it's a Yeti.
What was that?
I got 2 words for you.
Oh.
All right, so what are people doing? Dawn is eating. We got Showtime's gaming. Mr. Boss playing Elden Ring. Bear is chilling in the recliner. That's a good move.
Nice.
Crab's at work. Andy Brooks is watching AEW's Forbidden Door. Idea Pat says, will Sasha be better in Toronto? Yeah, we'll see what kind of opportunity he gets. Hopefully he gets more of an opportunity. I hope he does get that. Mark says, I'm chilling with my wife and kids, eating red vines and playing Call of Duty. A lot of questions. How are you doing all those things? How are you playing Call of Duty, listening to us, hanging out with your kids while you're gnawing on some red vines? How do you do that? How is that possible?
I mean, you put a red vine in your mouth. No. You just keep it in your mouth.
Yeah, well, you have to put it in your mouth the first place.
So you shove it in your mouth, and then you chew while playing.
Okay.
And then
Hey, Dad! Dad! You're playing Warzone.
Yeah. You act like that's just bomb noises, and you keep playing.
Okay. So you're not really hanging with your kids.
Yes, you are. You're in the same room.
Dad, talk to me. Can I play? No? Okay.
Oh my God. Oh, that sounds awful.
Okay. Oh, man. I'm in my backyard removing dirt from planters to put a pool out for my kids. That's dad of the year right there. Get it going. How sweet. T. Kubler. I'm watching Deuce and Mo, giving you my 100% undivided attention. That's great. Deuce having a flashback. No, because if I said dad, there was no one in the chair when I was growing up. Dad! No, you're not. There's no such thing. Hey, can he hear me in his prison cell? Dad! You know, like it just doesn't totally work.
So dark. So sad. When do you have therapy again?
Tomorrow.
Oh, thank God.
Danny says, I'm staring at my girlfriend and wondering why she's even with me. Oh my God. I hope she can hear this.
Oh my God. How long have you guys been together? I'm so curious now.
JF says, what's a dad? Yep. No.
What's a dad? Oh.
Watching Below Deck. Okay.
Ugh, I've never gotten into Below Deck.
Official JFU says, I'm just trying to see a Deuce and Mo live reaction to a King's trade for once in my life.
Oh.
Oh, man.
See, it's a fun experience for all of us. I wish we can all experience it together.
It is 8:05. We don't have that much time left.
I know.
We have like 15 minutes till we
know.
end it for a couple of hours again. Part 4 tonight, we'll find out. All caps in the chat. Sacramento sports media is soft.
Yeah!
Yeah, dude. Sacramento media needs to be hard, man.
Yeah! This is not hard enough for you!
Make a move. What are you doing?
Or I'll kill you!
Are you sleeping? Wake up.
Stop doing anything at all! You never move! Threaten anyone! I don't care!
IG. Deuce, I love jokes about your dad not being there. Funny stuff. I'm glad you vibe with it. We do need some news. We definitely do.
Soft.
How do you guys feel about the A's to Sacramento?
I love that it just went into that.
Great question. I hate that. I hate that they're leaving Oakland. Or they've run that team in the ground for 20 plus years. It's a joke. Now, I am pro Sacramento. If Sacramento has a chance to get an MLB team, I'm cool with it. I'm sorry. Like, if they're really leaving Oakland, I'd love for it to stay in Northern California. I'm cool with the A's being here for a few years. That's where I'm at. I hate that Oakland's leaving. If I were to rank it, I'd rather them stay in Oakland and get a new a building, new stadium with ownership that's willing to spend money, but they haven't done it in 25 years. It sucks.
And a lot of people have job security now within, obviously, when you think about broadcasting and marketing, just a lot of different things because it is 90 minutes away. So a lot of new opportunities here. But yeah, ultimately, like, screw them for not just like making it work in Oakland.
Yeah, agreed. Sucks.
It sucks. But I mean, it's going to be here. So embrace it, enjoy it. I mean, I wouldn't say that to A's fans, because like if someone told me that and my team moved, I'd be like, I hate everyone right now. So I get it. However you feel.
All right, here you have to make a prediction.
Okay.
When we're away from like 9:30 to, I don't know, I'm guessing 11.
Okay.
Will we have like significant moves or a move done in the NBA, or do you think we're headed to a night time?
I think we're headed to a night. I think it's all going to loom into the next day. There was rookies being picked up, and not because of that, but I just think that goes for all parties. If the rumor was true that they are looking for a third team, and I'm mostly talking about the Brandon Ingram situation, but then you go to the Paul George situation. I even feel like that if we haven't heard anything already, why are we going to hear something tonight? You know what I mean? I don't know. We're just getting later. And then Klay Thompson, we obviously already heard that could loom into Monday.
Oh, man.
Give me one more.
What about the Kings? Do the Kings do anything while we're away?
Well, that was the Brandon Ingram thing.
I know, but they could also
anything else?
like a
No.
free agency thing.
No. Because I think a lot of their decisions are probably headed in that direction. But I mean, again, I'm just going off of what has been reported.
Give us one more move.
One more move. Yeah, I want to celebrate. Give me the move I need. I want to celebrate. Give me the move I need. One more move.
Speaking of that, imagine if like you had turned on like a national broadcast, like you turned on NBA TV and you had someone just singing "One More Move." You'd be like, what am I watching right now?
I would be fully
Would you be in?
entertained.
You'd be all in?
Oh my! First, I'd be like, she's giving me the ick. Like I'd be annoyed at first, and I'd be like, ew, why is she singing? Then I'd be like, this chick, she's kind of good. This chick's making me smile.
Sam says, let's just sign Deuce and Mo to a minimum and call it an off season.
I will take any money thrown my
well,
way.
if you've seen Morgan's highlight reel that she posted, just absolutely taking a shot at me from a couple weekends ago.
It was a good bit.
It was a good bit. It was a good bit. I'll give you the highlights now. Actually,
Saturday morning.
oh, this is funny because this has your like stuff with it. Let's see. While we wait, if you guys haven't seen this, let me just Morgan with VO.
My highlight.
Saturday morning hoops against Deuce Mason. This guy's a pesky defender. On this first play, I took a few dribbles down the right side to survey the floor. He left me a little bit of space. Pop, his mistake. Next play, I set a ball screen for my teammate and pop out. Deuce gets caught up. The help was slow. Bang. Last one. I
was
pass
pass.
to the cutter and relocate. Deuce doesn't leave me. I get the ball back. Quick release. She cooking. We don't need to see the next two games. He denied me the basketball, and it wasn't as fun. Defender.
Appreciate her saying that. We're going to actually do a little Deuce review of this right now, too. We'll mute that. First things first, because I just want to show a couple of things. One, this effort in transition, no one's running back. I've got my back turned to the ball, okay? Look at this. I got my back. First of all, the guy gets a turnover, and I put my hands up, like, pass it to me to try to confuse him. He didn't buy it. And I'm like, you know what? I got to get back. I'm going to sprint my ass back. And not only do I block this shit and yell, okay, that was with my left.
Wow.
Fucking rejected. Okay. Then on this play, this is one of the first plays of the game. My rule with pickups sometimes is I'll let them get a shot. Let's see what they do.
No, you didn't let me. Look at this. Look at this. Between the legs,
Morgan,
step back, survey.
It's a
pop.
great shot. It's a great shot. No one's disputing that. I'm playing off you. I was treating you like Sabonis. I'm like, I'm a player off.
I mean, that's
know
a
you can-
deep three, too.
Yeah, but look at the space I
my
gave you.
God.
And I was like, oh, I'll late contest
Great
it.
shot.
It was a late contest. I shouldn't have played that much off you.
Look at that. I mean, your hand's coming out on me, and I'm still
yeah,
getting
but
that over
Morgan,
you.
that's not. Look at
You're way bigger than me. So that size
Morgan. This
advantage
is already
alone.
you're already up and in your
What's
release.
your wingspan? I'm up in my release, but because I don't play anymore, my release is so much weaker and lower
Dude,
than it used to be.
I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong here. I'm just telling you, I gave you space. I could have played better defense. I gave you that shot, and you, to your
Wet.
credit, because you're a good shooter, knocked it down. Now, this play is very interesting. Look at me because she made a shot. I am all over her shit right here. She does a great job to try to shield me, but here's the problem.
I don't shield you. You're doing this. He's playing this defense where he's like not even moving his legs, like where I'm like just having to push through his body to try and set a ball screen.
Can I actually do this since you already did your analysis and I've got mine here?
Proceed.
So this guy right here, love his energy, great energy, especially pushing an offense. He made a brutal defensive mistake here, okay? It's just a brutal mistake, okay? He needed a switch, okay? I'm peeling off. He needed a switch.
Did you call it out?
I think I did, actually. I don't know if I called it out or not, but this is clear. I'm
You have to
switched.
talk it up to your teammate.
He's not near the guy. I got to get near him. So what he needs to do is at least contest you. He goes inside the paint.
Look at me pop.
Look at.
Oh my God.
Time out.
Look at that
He's in the
sexy
paint.
pop.
He needed a switch. I'm out this guy to contest. He forces a pass. And so I have to go, shit, I got to go back in that play. He comes away with a late contest. He's small. He's like a smaller Davion Mitchell.
Do you
he
see the way
contest.
I squared up my legs?
It's a
and
great
everything?
shot.
Ugh.
You can't give her that look.
No,
So
you
she gets that open
can't.
look.
Oh, neat.
This last play, I help and I come back and I contest the shot. By this point, she's already got it going.
Yeah.
Quick release, boom, bang.
He was definitely super close even on that shot, but fantastic pass by my teammate that was cutting to the basket and to get it back out to me.
Oh my God. I hate casuals in the chat that don't know how to play basketball, man. Silva saying, Deuce can't play. That was terrible defense. It wasn't terrible defense. I played off.
So yes,
And let's also be accurate here.
what?
If you want to, I'll invite some of you clowns out
Ooh.
to Roosevelt Park in Sacramento. 10th and P.
Yep.
10th and P. One of these Saturday mornings. Come on out because you'll learn something about first team all defense out there. You're not getting anything easy with me unless I choose to give you. I'll choose to give you something easy. I want you to prove it. But once I determine I am going to put you in cuffs, yeah.
I mean, he honestly usually is a good defender, and that's why in game 2 and 3 I don't show because he wasn't allowing me to get the ball. It wasn't fun. It was
But Morgan could shoot the shit out of the ball.
not always. And I have anger problems when I'm on the floor. So
Deuce has that Harden deep. Nah, dude, I don't. Harden's not doing chase down blocks.
yeah, no. Deuce's game is more like Draymond's, where you're not going to punch someone in the face. Well, but you're tough. You'll do the dirty work. You play really good defense. You grab every goddamn rebound. Your putbacks. I mean, that's where you're mostly scoring.
Devin Carter-esque in a lot of ways. I'll blow up your screen.
Put Deuce and I on the same team in pick and roll action. We murder everyone on the court. Like it's crazy to me. I'm just like, you roll like you're an NBA player, and every single time it's so easy for me to get it to you. I'm just shocked that no one can defend it yet.
Yeah.
Figure it out, pick up ball people.
Hey, Brian Hilton. What's up, Brian? Just say when, you lump. Get on out here.
Actually, and it will probably be closer to like mid-July, end of July, because California Classic, Vegas, all the things.
Deuce is Caruso with hair. Take that, man. How is Deuce's jump shot? Not good.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I won't take it often because you know what? More times than not, with some of the people out there, I don't have to take it.
Yep. He just cleans it up.
Fine, I'll just go ahead and drive, or I'll get inside, I'll clean it up, rebound, put back, pick and roll, give me the ball, let's cook.
Yeah. Actually, you do a good job of taking it to the rack too.
Yeah. Shout out to my guy Jamar, who's out there too. We were running horn sets,
Dude,
getting him some good looks.
Jamar, he can shoot the ball. That's fun. Yeah, but we'll do more pickup like mid-July, and then we'll all have to like meet up at Rock and Soul or something after for some brekkie.
5 minutes on the clock. 5 minutes, man. I already know what's going to happen. We are going to sign off, and something significant happens in the league. But we'll be back later. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah. If that were to happen, we'd be back later. If nothing else happens, we won't be back until needed. And that pretty much goes with a lot of any of those tier 1 type moves we will be on. If it's Paul George, if it's Clay.
If it's Brandon Ingram, we may do.
Oh, if it's BI, yeah.
Just want to double check it out. Okay. Yeah, if it's BI, in honor of his jersey number 14, we'll do a 14-hour stream. Is that what you said?
No.
Oh, okay. That'd be crazy.
1 hour, 40 minutes.
Longer than that. BT is back, donates $2 and says, hey, thoughts on the BI rumors? I'm new to the stream.
Oh,
Let me talk to you. Give me a hell yeah.
what up?
The rumors, I love the idea. We've been talking about Brandon Ingram for a while now. I love it. I just think there's going to be a lot of competition to get him. I think it's not just the Kings. You may be hearing the Kings mentioned right now, but I think there are other teams that will be in the mix to complicate things. And I think Brandon Ingram is going to have a voice in this, and he's going to have a huge voice in where he goes because he's going into the final year of his deal.
Everyone's saying that at 3:27 a.m. is when it's going to go down.
I'll be ready, dude.
Oh my God.
But until then, the last deal we've had is Najee Marshall. 3 years, $27 million to the Dallas Mavericks. God, that's a good pickup.
Oh, yeah, Derrick Jones Jr. That's the one we'll be
I
looking
think
at
Morgan
too.
at one point said she would give Derrick Jones Jr. a max if she could. And
Nope.
She said that, like,
Nope.
pay whatever it takes.
Nope.
You know?
Pay the man.
Hey,
but
and you know what? If you've got to overpay for a little something, I guess it's fine.
do.
Because I feel like you got a good deal with Malik Monk.
yeah.
I mean, you look at some of the deals thrown out there right now, you're going, yeah, that's a good deal. Malik, 4 years.
Yeah.
It's good, man.
Duke, DUC says, I miss Night Chat. Well, I'll tell you this. We do have a Patreon where in the off season, actually during the regular season too, we do once a month, we do a live chat for Patreon YouTube members. And then obviously during the season is when it's Night Chat all the time.
Yeah.
It's live streams all the time. But
All the time.
obviously in the off season, it's
We gotta be smart too. Like, you
Yeah.
know, you gotta take a breather. And we still do a ton of content. It's just doing live streams all the time when there's not a lot going on is like, okay, let's be smart about this. Zay says, what's PG looking like? Paul George. So the update on George at the moment is the Clippers are out. Like it's done. The Clippers, in fact, put out a statement about it. It's over. He is leaving the Clippers. They have said goodbye, and it sounds like he's going to be meeting with the Sixers. Sixers have the cap space. You know, Embiid's going to put on a full court press to convince him to go there. The Sixers have made a couple of moves today, including agreeing to terms on deals with Eric Gordon and with Andre Drummond. So Maxi's on the table. Of course, they got to give him a new deal. He's going to get paid. You get PG. What else can they do?
oh, Deuce. I think it's time
It's 8:18. We have 2 minutes.
to start to wrap things up. It's going to be 8:19 in like 3, 2.
You know what they say about 8:19? You never know. Things pop off. If it happened within the next minute, we would have to just
Go back on. Are you serious? Duh.
sorry show. So Trevor Wallace, you're out.
How much?
I don't know.
Sell the tickets.
It's too late. Oh man. Kristen Chess says that PG to the Clippers trade might be the worst deal in NBA history. Yeah, it's not looking good, man. You know, SGA, all those firsts, and they went all in. Dude, director of the Rec, you're right, dude.
Give me a hell yeah!
The stream did not cut out
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
yet. That's big news at
Okay,
this
why
hour.
would you say yet?
So, yeah, that Celtics Brooklyn trade from years ago is definitely up there too, because those picks ended up turning into, in that KG Pierce trade, those picks ended up turning into Brown and Tatum. Insane. Kenneth says, I wish you guys could go all night. We might be back on later tonight, depending on what's going
if
on.
something happens.
Yeah.
I mean, we've done a lot of hours today. And we will be so sad if for some reason we miss something, because this is what we live for. But either way, we'll be here. If anything big goes down tonight, we will be back. If not, we will be back whenever it does go down during the week and everything.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy couple of weeks here. We're going to be doing a lot of coverage of free agency. We got the California Classic we're going to be a part of in Sacramento. Then we are going to Vegas for a long time. Too long for the Vegas Summer League. So we're going to have a lot of content. Anyway, we appreciate you guys so much. Hopefully we see you tonight, because that would mean something good happened tonight in the NBA. We love you guys. But we gots to go. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe,
You're all
please.
badass for being here. See ya.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you